完璧などありえない。この世界は不完全。だから美しい。もうバカバカバカ。何？
俺は海賊王になる。
なんて美味しさなの。
力を渡した時に言ったことを覚えているかい？くれ。違う、そこじゃない。
変態。遅い。
Hello and welcome to More Than Hentai, a podcast that is here to show you that anime is far more than just tentacles and catgirls. There's also countless stories of love, loss, laughs, hope, horror, and happiness that are just dying to be found. And I, Brendan White, the Salt and Pepper Senpai, am here to help you find them. More Than Hentai is proudly powered by 8-Bit and those sexy audio-based legends over at Audio Technica. Please go and upgrade your audio game today over at audiotechnica.com. And joining me on this episode is a man who can be found blasting tunes and spinning decks, consuming copious amounts of Bluey and smashing through all of the video games. He's also one half of the podcast machine known as Dialogue Options, which he helms with his best bud Kyron. Get on board now, listeners, if you haven't already, as they're creeping closer towards 250 episodes. You can find him on the socials at Jolie Mac. Joel, welcome to the Riverside Studio, my friend. How might you be doing?
I am doing fantastic. I'm very happy to be here. It's very nice. It's very spacious. I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, appreciate it. I knew I had guests coming around, so I sort of tidied up a little bit, put some mood lighting on, and just made sure the pillows were fluffed and everyone's comfy. But no, it's good to have you here, man. I know we've been talking on and off for a while about getting you here into the Riverside Studio to be talking about a fantastic anime.
Yeah.
So good things come to those who wait, I believe is what they say. And now you're here, and I'm feeling good. And I guess we can keep those good times rolling and start with maybe a little bit about who you are, what you do, a little bit about your respective backstory, and then we can sort of narrow that focus further into your history with anime. So tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Joel. I like video games and pop culture and all things nerdy and all that kind of stuff. I'm a walking, talking cliche, I guess. And I run a podcast, Dialogue Options with Kyron. Also hang out with the Story Mode crew over there as well. I like talking about things in general, mostly like nerdy stuff and movies and music particularly. Do a bit of DJing on the side as well. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. I'm just a straight white dude that likes nerdy stuff. I'm very unique in that way.
It feels like we're looking into a mirror right now as we stare at each other through our respective webcams because we are checking those exact same boxes. Mm-hmm. I just can't DJ to save my life, but maybe one day, maybe you can give me a few lessons and I can get to your level with the old spinning of the decks. Is that what they call it? Spinning the decks?
I mean, yeah, that's fine. I just say playing tunes, I guess. I don't know.
I like that.
Yeah, just playing some tunes. It's fine.
Right, yeah. You can teach me how to play some tunes one day because, right now I am a rookie at that. But we are not rookies at podcasting. I think collectively between us we've got, close towards 1,000 episodes in the can as far as the amount of microphones we've spat through over the years. So, crawling your way to a quarter of 1,000 episodes, or I guess halfway to 500 if it's a little less dramatic there. But yeah, on your way to 250 episodes with Dialogue Options, which is no small feat. Yeah. We were talking about it offline, about what might you do to celebrate such a momentous occasion. And in the last couple of minutes, have you actually come up with an idea since then or no?
Not at all. Like it's like there's been so much going on that I've been thinking about. Like I sort of just like show up and do the show at the moment and like think about it and like, yep, cool. I know what we're talking about. No, it's good. Do the show and it's fine. And Kyron very thankfully takes care of most of everything else because he's an absolute superstar of a human being. But I think we might need to have a bit of a chat and figure out what we're going to do because the one big change we did was when we got to episode 100, we changed our theme song. We introduced segments and had bumpers and things that I made at the time. And so I don't know if it's going to be something drastic like that, but we'll try and think of something fun to do, I think. Yeah.
I like that. It's very on topic tonight as far as anime, because as we know, anime progressively change their theme songs as it matures or the tone shifts. So
Yeah.
maybe you might have to do similar with dialogue options when you cross that 250th finish line there, and shift the tone up, shift the dynamic. Maybe you can start playing a villain role on the pod. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, I always like I have my heel turn moments quite frequently. Maybe earlier on in the show, but like I might be a little bit more relaxed now. But yeah, was known to be a bit of a Sonic hater and thought Crash Bandicoot was overrated. But hey, that's fine.
That's your opinion. Everyone's able to have them and shape them themselves. Like, it's funny. I saw you gushing. Well, I see the world gushing every day about Tears of the Kingdom, and I still just could not give less a shit if I tried, which I haven't played a minute of it, and I will eventually. Totally, and I'm extremely happy for everyone that is singing its praises from the rooftops. And Nintendo have got that formula down to a fine art, but I'm just like, I just can't get to that level of hype. I maybe might get halfway there once I start playing it, but
it's fine.
It's just not a formula that sort of checks all my emotional boxes, but it does for you, right?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty special. Like, just discovering things minute to minute in that game is phenomenal. Like, and I still don't understand how they did it, to be honest. It's a mystery to me, and has been since I started playing it. But yeah, but it's totally fine. Like, it's totally fine. I don't begrudge anyone for just being for feeling like I don't feel like anyone needs to play it. It is if you like video games, it's something that is definitely worth checking out, because I think it's a very well made one. But anyway.
Yeah, and I'll get around to it eventually. And that's it. Like, we don't want to yuck anybody's yums here. Like, there's things that you'll like that I won't, and vice versa, and same as the listeners out there. But let's sort of narrow that focus in a little bit, and we'll talk about anime, which is, what this podcast is based upon. And maybe we can sort of hear about your origin stories. Where did your introduction to anime begin? Maybe favorite particular anime that you might have watched, anything you love or hate about the genre. Like, yeah, the floor is yours to share your anime journey with us, Joel.
So I'm pretty notorious for not finishing anime, especially ones that I like start, and it's not because I don't enjoy it, because I very much do. I just sort of like start watching and then forget to go back, especially with like series and things like that. But I mean, it's like, the classic answer is like, it was like Pokemon and stuff on Cheese TV back in the day, all that sort of stuff. Dragon Ball Z, I dabbled with a little bit, but more recently, like, I've been sort of looking into like the films of most particularly. I want to say that it wasn't planned, but it slightly was. But I am wearing my Suzume t-shirt that I got from Uniqlo the other day. I am a big fan of Makoto Shinkai's work.
Very talented individual, and Suzume, chef's kiss for that as well. I adored my time with that in the cinema. Like a month ago? Maybe about then, right? Yeah.
It was about a month ago or so. Phenomenal movie. And I think my favorite, I think I classify it, until last year, it was like my favorite movie of all time is Your Name. Because I don't know. We went and saw it on a whim after hearing some people talk about it, and it was literally 2 minutes in. As soon as that first like song kicks in, I was like, "Oh, I love this!" And then the last 20 minutes of the movie, I was in tears and inconsolable. That's a special one for me. That I highly rate. In terms of stuff that I've actually finished watching series wise, it's not a whole lot.
There's just like a pile of half watched anime going back decades that you've sort of got into and then got out of, and then something else, rinse repeat.
Yep. Yeah. And much to the very like disappointment of my friends that are just like, Joel, seriously, finish watching it. But the one that I did that sticks out in my mind that I did finish watching, which is kind of on topic for what we'll talk about today, was Kill la Kill.
Hey, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Big Kill la Kill fan. So it was one of two figurines I bought when I went to Japan. One was a Risei from Persona 4 Dancing All Night statue, and I bought I can't remember her name now because I haven't watched it in a long time. But the best friend from Kill la Kill. I'm just like losing my nerdy card over here right now.
Yeah, well, Hiroyuki Imeashi, I think you pronounce his surname. Sorry, yeah, the director of both what we're going to be talking about and Kill la Kill. So I guess that's the sort of the dotted line connecting sort of these two threads.
Yeah. It was I got told to watch it and just at the start I was like one night was like, okay, I'll give it a go, and like devoured it in like a week or so. And absolutely loved Kill la Kill as like a bit of a fun. I like to look at it as a commentary on magical girl anime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you there.
I think it's like it pushes its boundaries because it's trying to say something. That's what I believe. But whether or not that was the intent, I don't really know. Maybe it was just making something for lewd's sake. I don't know.
It dances that line better than most, I'd say. And
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's one of my all-time faves, Kill la Kill. It's really special. The animation style, the soundtrack, the fight scenes, just the way it's drawn. It is a sight to behold. So I'm happy that you've actually watched that through its entirety because it is fantastic. Yeah,
no, I definitely love Kill la Kill. I like to describe it as like it has like a real punk rock vibe to it in the way that it looks as well. That's what
it's very grungy.
Yeah, that's what kind of attracted me to it and got me through watching the rest of it. But I guess I don't know.
That's fair. Like it's funny. It's everybody I've had on the show just about has cited their anime gateway drug being primarily through Cheese TV and finding those sort of commercialized anime through Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z and stuff. But you're the first person so far to mention Kill la Kill, which is a shame because it's a very special anime and it owns a big piece of my heart. So I'm very thankful that you dug this, and hopefully that might bode well for the anime in question we're talking about. And I guess listeners, for the first time that are stopping on by here with the More Than Hentai Anime Appreciation Podcast, what we do here is based off my co-host's sort of wants, needs, what they enjoy viewing from a anime, from a film, from a TV perspective. We build up a little bit of a case file as far as what they're typically into consuming, and then we'll try and find an anime that they're yet to watch, recommend that anime to them, and then we sit down, not together, maybe one day we can do it together, but we sit down and watch the first episode of said anime, and then we sort of deep dive in it from front to back, full spoilers. So listeners, we'll be spoiling. You wouldn't really say major plot points. We're going to be spoiling the plot of episode 1. We're going to be talking about it in any detail we like, but we will not spoil any major plot points from the entire series. We're not going to be focusing beyond this first episode, but we will be unpacking every bit that we choose to on episode 1 of this particular anime. And that anime in question is known as Gurren Lagann, which is a Japanese mecha science fiction anime series done by Gainax and co-produced by Aniplex and Konami. It ran for 27 episodes between April and September of 2007. As I mentioned, it was directed by Hiroyuki Imeashi and written by veteran playwright Kazuyuki Nakashima. We also saw a manga adaptation as well as 2 anime films and a video game on the old DS that were released subsequently following from that April sort of debut of the anime itself. Gurren Lagann currently holds a score of 8.63 on my anime list, and that is based on 865,000 unique user votes. And the story of Gurren Lagann is as follows. Simone and Kamina were born and raised in a deep underground village hidden from the fabled surface. Kamina is a free-spirited loose cannon, hell-bent on making a name for himself, while Simone is a timid young boy with no real aspirations. One day, while excavating the earth, Simone stumbles upon a mysterious object that turns out to be the ignition key to an ancient artifact of war, which the duo dubs Lagann. Using their new weapon, Simone and Kamina fend off a surprise attack from the surface with the help of Yoko Littner, a hot-blooded redhead wielding a massive gun who wanders the world above. In the aftermath of the battle, the sky is now in plain view, prompting Simone and Kamina to set off on a journey alongside Yoko to explore the wastelands of the surface. Soon they join the fight against the Beastmen, humanoid creatures that terrorize the remnants of humanity in powerful robots called gunmen. Although they face some challenges and setbacks, the trio bravely fights these new enemies alongside other survivors to reclaim the surface while slowly unraveling a galaxy-sized mystery. So Joel,
Yes.
Gurren Lagann.
Mhm.
It is an absolute banger, in my opinion, but I'm not going to say any more right now than that. What was your first feelings of this? Like, you haven't watched any of this before. This was your first time viewing Gurren Lagann. This is a anime that's been out now for about 16 years, give or take.
Yep.
And we're tackling episode 1, which is known as "Bust Through the Heavens with Your Drill!" ! But yeah, tell me about your initial thoughts on Gurren Lagann.
Well, I mean, starting with that, just seeing that title, I was like, all right, okay. I'm a bit of an extra person myself, and I figured that was pretty extra, and I was like, this is seeming pretty fun. I had no idea what to expect, apart from my wife sort of saying that it drastically changes gears at certain points. That's like the whole series, but I had no idea. And another friend of mine just being like, you need to watch this, Joel. You of all people need to watch this. And I have had that constantly for about 2 or 3 years or so. And yeah, so that sort of had me excited. But it was great. It just kicks off. It doesn't really give you a chance to sort of breathe. It starts going and does not stop until the credits roll, really.
And even with the opening, like, it jumps straight into that intro track straight off the rip. And Serario Days by Shoko Nakagawa is the song that we are introduced to straight away, and it's got fantastic like guitar riffs, some real fat drum beats in there.
Yep.
It's a real banger of an opening track, and it sort of gets the expectations set early. You're getting introduced to a whole heap of characters in the intro, and you're like, who are all these whimsical looking people and creatures? Like, what is happening here? And we get this massive intro track. And then after that, it cuts to this awesome shot of like a solar system with a huge ass explosion. We've got this space battle getting showcased with sort of the person we just assumed to be the hero of Gurren Lagann potential. And he's sitting there just being a boss and being a swag lord, and, you know, pretty much implying that he's about to do something magical and save the galaxy and whatever else. And then it cuts to present day, where we've just got a whole heap of random, young adults and kids digging mines. And that's where we get introduced to Simone. And he's, cruising around with his little hand drill, digging around. And he's like, you know what? People just think I'm digging for steaks, but they're like, no, I'm also digging for treasure.
Exactly. I love these little drill, like handheld drill things. It's such a cool, like, it makes so much sense, like, and especially it serves the purpose for this, I guess, setup to the story of them like digging through the earth and things like that. And yeah, like I love the side, like the 2D side shots of like all the people sort of drilling through the earth, and you just see these like black, like shapeless bodies basically just moving through like this dirt with these cool drill things. And then they got like the cool light up goggles as well, like the very steampunky. But yeah, definitely. Like from that, like that banger track, then you get that like galaxy intro, and you're like, okay, what's going on here? We're like in the middle of a battle, and then you sort of end up literally in a hole in the ground. And I kind of dug that.
Yeah, it really is a fun open, and I do admire the pun. It was perfectly placed.
Thank you.
It felt very video gamey, where we do get sort of that sideways shot with just the silhouettes of the little mining kids digging around. It was very throwback to to the glory days of like arcade cabinet gaming or something.
Yes,
it was really fun, and so after this encounter where we're introduced to Simone, he's drilling around, and as we alluded to, he's not only just digging for the reward of a juicy steak, he's also digging for treasure, and he finds this special drill bit, and he's in awe and very curious about what this little find is, and he's picked it up and ended his shift, and then he's sort of walking out into just the general population area, and he's getting made fun of by everybody. All the girls like, oh, you're dirty, you're stinky, you're gross.
There's a great line there. I think as they're walking away, one of the girls says, we better be careful and move away from him, otherwise he'll drill through us. And I don't know if that's supposed to be a double entendre or not, but it's very funny.
There is a lot of double entendres and sexual innuendos throughout this entire season, but also in episode 1. There's A lot of pseudo sexploitation going on here, done in a very cutesy, whimsical way though, which is kind of weird. But I don't know.
It walks a very fine line. But yeah, that made me laugh a lot.
Yeah. So after we hear that fantastic line about they don't want Simone to drill through them. We're introduced to Kamina, who we quickly work out that he's just about the only one that sides and likes with Simone, and he's like, don't call me Kamina, call me bro. And then Simone, being very grounded and very straight-laced, is like, but you're not my family. We're not related by blood. And he's like, doesn't matter. We're soul brothers. And, all this kind of stuff. And he's throwing around all this sort of like hype hype man sort of act where he's like, drills are in your soul and everything else like that. Like he's got Simone's back, which is beautiful to see. And then they're sort of planning a bit of an escape because Kamina, he just wants to get out from this pit. He wants to see what's on the surface, and he sort of assembles this ragtag group of misfits, including Simone, and he's like, yours is the drill that will break through the vault of heaven. No one can stop the invincible team Gurren. And like he's everyone's hype man. Like he's such a boss.
He is like at first he's sort of like not really sure because you're like, this guy's gonna grate on my nerves, but like he really is just trying to like just gas everyone up and get everyone going. And like, I mean, obviously it is to help him in the long run to sort of achieve what he wants to achieve, but I guess he's trying to prove to everyone that there is something worth seeing up there. And
that's it. And no one believes him. Like everyone's like, no, that's not the case. The surface doesn't exist. We find out as well that Kamina's dad escaped years ago, but Kamina didn't go with him. There's a whole heap of back and forth there with the chief, who is the only adult there really. Like I guess Kamina's late teens, maybe early adulthood, but everyone else is a kid because they've all been orphaned due to these constant earthquakes that happen and just, I guess, has unluckily crushed every adult in this pit. But we get this moment where after he says, we're gonna break through, your drill's gonna help us break through the vault of heaven, and it cuts to this random scene with all riding these really hairy hogs, and they're planning this escape by riding these rabid pigs that all somehow then smash together and form like this sentient pig rope that's gonna sort of push them all the way to the roof, which makes no sense, but it's like, okay, I'm in.
It's like, again, I just rewatched this first episode before jumping on. And as someone who's just come out of seeing like Fast X today and really enjoying it, I am no stranger to being very much entertained by just stuff where I was like, this is great. I don't care how it works. This is hilarious. And they're just them intertwining together to like reach up to the sky is hilarious. It's so good.
It's so absurd, but like you said, I sort of just parked any doubt when I was rewatching this, and I'm just like, you know what, this is just good dumb fun. I'm along for this ride. Let's see what happens. Best of luck, young chaps, as you're making a giant rope out of pigs to get to the surface. I wish you well. Sadly, that doesn't happen. They end up sort of tumbling down, and then the chief gets very pissed, and he's talking about that. We can't go up there. You can't get up to the surface. It's not good. Generations have been warned to never unseal the roof of the canopy. So they've been underground for generations and generations. But Kamina's got this aspiration to get up there and see what his dad's been up to, and also see what I guess exists beyond the pit. But they end up getting sort of locked in jail. Well, Kamina gets locked in jail because the chief's like, Simone, we know you just went along with it, not by choice. He pressured you into it, so they let him go, doubling down on the, Simone's just a good kid, he's straight lace, free of trouble, and then it sort of progresses from there again. Yeah,
I do love when he's the other members of the crew just sort of absolutely sell him out. And just like, nah, we gotta eat, man. I'm hungry. I'm done. Like, sorry, can't give up on our pig mole steaks. So, but it is like really hitting home that factor of like, Simone is just this nice boy. He does what he's told. He's doing the right thing. Why is he hanging out with this no good Kamina? And Kamina does not like that.
He really doesn't. And it's interesting because after that situation where Kamina's been locked up, Simone's back working again, and he's got the little drill, and he's out drilling and working for the man again. And as he's drilling and burrowing down into the depths, he bumps right into this giant mecha head. And it's like, oh, what is this going on here? I see some potential here for this story to really, speed itself up here. Yeah. And then he then burrows his way through again, and he pops right up between Kamina's legs as a drill-based appendage. With those entendres again. And
Absolutely.
Helps bust Kamina out of jail because he's like, dude, you got to see what I've just found. Like, you got to see what this is.
Yeah, like, and like that he does call him bro, I think for the first time as well. He sort of like commits to the bit now, and that's sort of like a nice moment there. And yeah, it is nice. Like, he's like, you got to come see this, and he's coming. He's like, well, you are breaking me out of jail, so thanks, but also you got to realize there's going to be consequences for this. But this mecha head sitting in the ground is very interesting, and yeah, we'll get to it. But yeah, makes me very happy.
Yeah, it certainly piqued my interest the first time I saw that pop up when he's drilling around. Obviously, we get the first little breadcrumb when he finds the little drill-based charm that he's now wearing as a necklace, and then bumps into this giant what we find out to be known as a gunman. So it's the gun head of a gunman down in there, and him and Kamina are sneaking out of jail trying to do their thing, but then they get caught by the chief because the chief apparently never sleeps. He's the watchman, he's the boss, he's everything, the old chief. And there was a cool moment here where it sort of shows, I guess, how strong and determined Kamina is, because the chief starts belting him with, like, he's got his katana that's sheathed, and he's sort of hitting him with the sheath on. Yeah. And he's belting him pretty heavily. And then he does this giant wind-up super swing. And I don't know if it's coincidental or if this was the swing that sort of disturbed the surface, but he swings down, hits Kamina with a lot of force. The ground starts shaking. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone starts hiding. And the ceiling caves in, and a giant, like, skull bull mecha or skull bull gunman falls through down to the bottom of the pit. And everyone's like, what the fuck's going on, bro?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. It's like that's the part where I guess it starts to kick back into gear again after sort of like laying those breadcrumbs with the drill bit in the head, and then you get this like giant gunman fall through the roof, and everyone just sort of freaking the fuck out about what's happened, because like you said, they're mostly kids that haven't seen anything like this, so it would be horrific just to see that fall through the roof into the place you live.
Yeah, so everyone's sort of hiding away and sort of peeking from safety to see what's going on, but not old Kamina. He has a bit of a hero moment. He somehow got the most obnoxious, ridiculous sunglasses all of a sudden. Like, I don't know why he needs sunglasses down in a pit that doesn't get sunlight, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm along for the ride. He's got these giant, like, Squirtle Squad sunglasses.
Yes, that's it.
And also, I don't know how he's got, like, sleeve tats. Like, he's a young dude who tatted him up way back when, but same thing. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm in for it. He's just got a cool look, and he's there. He's holding the katana. He's got his mad sunnies on. He's got his tats out. And he's got this big sort of hero speech going on to this giant gunman, which, resembles this, like a bull skull.
Yep.
And he's talking about, he's like, how dare you down here? Get out of here. I'm going to kick your ass. And then the thing that sort of surprised me is the big gunman or the big mecha then talks back.
Yeah. It's like a garbled sort of language, but it's just like, I can't remember what it is. Like, what did you say? Like, what are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's interesting. I was like, what? Okay. So they have some sort of sentience, I guess. Are they piloted by other people? Is this what's going on here? Or does it have its own sort of like form of sentience? I'm not sure. But again, definitely adding to the mystery of like, oh, I want to find out what's going on there. But Kamina is just great here. Just absolute, just not mucking around. Just trying to prove how tough he is to everyone. But I think it's great because he genuinely believes it. Like, he believes that he can take this down, because I guess he's not really had to deal with anything like that before. He's only heard stories from his dad, maybe. And my note on the sunglasses is, I feel like it's aspirational. He doesn't need them
Ooh,
underground.
Yes.
But because he's like, I think he'd said he's seen the surface with his dad at one point. So he's like, it's like, I'm going to get back there. I've got these sunglasses because it's so bright. That's what I'm reading from it.
I think that's a fantastic take. I'm right there with you with that. Yeah, he's so driven and determined that even though those sunglasses are largely irrelevant down in the pit, he's going to need them one day when he's up on the surface again.
Exactly.
So I'm all aboard. And I was drinking all the Kamina Kool-Aid because that speech, it was getting me pumped up. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm going to war with you as well. We're the Soul Brothers. Let's do it. Like, let's make it happen. But then we get to see one of the other fantastic characters make an appearance here. So we see Yoko roll in, very scantily clad, might I add, but she's rocking a huge ass like sniper rifle, I guess is the best way to describe this weapon she's got. Yeah. And we quickly find out that she's from the surface. She's come down to hunt this gunman, and she starts firing off and whatever else and doing her thing. There is some exploitation going on here because she is in a bikini. She's like a late teenage girl. I think she's 17, 18, and she's very scantily clad, but she's a great character, and I love this first intro with her because it just immediately inserts her as a badass too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, the rifle that is the same size as her is just brilliant. And just taking pot shots at this thing, like she's handled one of these things before. And this isn't her first rodeo. And yeah, like look, it's one of the things that I find, like, when I do end up watching anime, is and committing to it, I guess, is like, you gotta kind of switch that part off a little bit because it's always kind of going to be there, especially depending on what animes you're looking at. Mm-hmm. Something like this, and especially because it is like, I think you said 16 years old now.
Yeah,
like,
2007.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it's, an age ago, really, when it comes to the way people have progressed, more modern, like more modern sensibilities in the modern eye. But yeah, I think the important takeaway is that she is such a badass, and has done this before, I think.
Yeah, she's really established as a seasoned vet or a gunman hunter or gunman combatant because she's not stressed at all. She's cool, calm, and collected. They sort of take cover and she starts lining up the shot, and then Kamina gets in the way and he's like carrying on and squawking at the gunman again, and then she's getting upset, but then it's like, you know what? I always want my enemy to know, like, I don't want to hit my enemy in the back. I don't want to fight dirty. So you can sort of see he's got some morals, even though it is idiotic in that moment, because she's like, I'm going to shoot the power core of the gunman and shut it down and it'll all be fine.
Yeah, I love that too. Like, and he just like has to like stand out the window and announce that's exactly what they're doing. But then, yeah, you do get that moment of him going like, I want to look I have to look my combatants in the eye as I take them down. I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool. I like, you've got morals. I like that. It's good. Would have been probably handier to just take out those power cores and maybe be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But yeah, Kamina, he's got so many motivational and inspirational quotes that come out like rapid fire dialogue in this sort of subsequent 5 minutes there, where he's about sort of, not fighting dirty, being a straight, clean fight. But then after that, there's one line that I love because Simone then drags him away. He's like, I got to show you this thing. And he takes them to the small gunman or the gunman head that he discovered just before the jailbreak. And then Kamina goes, kick logic out and do the impossible. And I'm like, you know what? That's a friggin' cool line to live by. I love that one. But then the cherry on top of this sort of motivational Sunday is where he goes, believe in me, believe in the Kamina who believes in you, or, believe in me, believe in the person who believes in you. Like, I think there's just two really fantastic lines there that you could take into real life and really use to sort of get you through the day.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, because that one stuck with me, the second one where he goes, don't believe in you. And Simone sort of like takes that like, oh, okay. And he goes, no, believe in the me that believes in you. And it's like, fuck yes. If I were someone who would go to the gym, I feel like I don't need music or anything. I just need like Kamina quotes just running through my headphones.
Just to come in an audio book, play over and over.
Absolutely. Yeah, give me that. Like I'll take that. That's gonna get me through the day. That's my morning affirmations will just be like Kamina quotes from now on.
That's it. A strong cup of coffee and some Kamina quotes, and you'll start your day off right every single time. So
absolutely. Yeah,
after those fantastic bits of dialogue, they're all sort of hunched in the top of this gunman mecha, and they're trying to work out like let's get out, like let's do something here. And Simone had some hesitancy. We get those great quotes, and then the random little mole pig pops up again with the drill bit key, and sort of strongly implies this is what's going to activate the gunman because they're all unsure of how to power this thing up. It powers up, and then it's just moving like super fast. We're getting some really cool swift animation where we've got like crazy speed and movement and light rays going on behind the gunman. And then we get Kamina again, and he's like, everything is Lagann! Like yelling another banger of a line. Like, yeah, Gurren Lagann gets used. It's a noun, it's an adjective, it's a verb. It's a way of life, Lagann, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's a state of mind, man. That's what it is. That's where it's at. I love this head makes me laugh so much. And not in like it's like I'm making fun of it or anything, because I think it genuinely looks amazing, but it is so funny the way that it moves as this like giant head with these like tiny arms and legs that sort of like waddle along. It's so great. And that was, I think I was already on board with like committing to this series. That was the point where I'm like, yes, this is a show for me. This is something I will enjoy if this keeps up. And it
is really absurd. I love that it is just a head with arms and legs in this episode. It's phenomenal, but like it's silly, but it works. And yeah, all three of them and the little mole pig are clustered in I guess the brain area of where the brain would be in the top of this gunman mecha head.
Yeah.
And yeah, it comes flying out. We see this cool battle between the giant bull skull gunman and Simone and Kamina and Yoko all cramped into this little smaller gunman head. And it's really awesome, the exchange between the two, and there's some back and forth going on, and the giant gunman sort of winds up, I guess, for like an ultimate attack almost. And we realize that the gunhead or the gunman that they're piloting does have a little bit of sentience to it. It's got a bit of awareness, and it sort of props the top of the skull over them to protect them from this impact, which the impact is so strong it sort of knocks the giant bull skull gunman over, and it's sort of stunned for a little bit because there was just so much force that was created during this hit on the top of the head.
Yeah, I love the detail of like when that little like bubble shell pops over, it looks like a brain. Mm-hmm. Like I love that like little detail there. It makes me so happy from a scene. I was like, it didn't need to be. It could have just been like a plain shell, but like they've made it look a little bit more humanoid and like give it more, I guess, sentience without it actually having it talk or anything like that. At this stage that I know of.
It's funny too because this gunman, it looks like the head of a Sentinel from X-Men. Like it's got the same facial features, the same sort of shape and look. This would have come out, so maybe they stole from Marvel there a little bit with X-Men from the 80s or something. Who knows? But imitation's a form of flattery, so I wouldn't worry too much there. But yeah, we get this moment, and the big bull skull gunman is stunned. And they're sort of having a little bit of faked victory, like, yeah, we did it. But then it gets up again and starts running rampant, causing chaos. And then Simone's like, we need more power. And he turns the drill bit key furthermore, making a giant drill pop out of the forehead of the gunman that they're piloting.
Yes.
And he powers it up again, and it charges head first. And it's now got drill bit arms as well as this giant drill bit poking out of its forehead, ready to do battle.
It's got, I've watched like the first 2 episodes of it, but it gives like very much Chainsaw Man has taken inspiration from that for sure. Like, because when I saw it, I was like, I watched that other show that's more recent, but still, maybe it was a reference, because I know that show's all about like references, especially from its opening, but see this giant head with tiny drill arms and one sticking out of its head as well. Just it again cemented the fact that I'm like, I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to have a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun.
It's super fun, and it's sort of emphasized the funness and the absurdity there, because they're charging in with the drill bits out of the forehead and out of the arms, and the whole team in the gunman head there are doing the big communal yell charge up, where they're all like, as they're rushing. And I was like, on the couch, like doing it mentally at the same time, like, yes, yelling makes it stronger. Yelling will re-emphasize the impact, and it just sells it for me so well.
Yeah, so it was it reminded me though, like you were saying about how like yelling makes it stronger every time. It reminded me of like going to Japan and doing this VR experience. It was like a Dragon Ball Z one, and I like got to like train with Vegeta and like learn how to power up and then do a Kamehameha. And when I did that, the guy running it was like, you have to like Kamehameha. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. And like he did it with a bit of gusto, and then I got to my turn to do it, and I did it with a lot of gusto.
Damn right you did.
Yeah, and to the point where my wife was like, no one else was anywhere near the level that you screamed at. But apparently the guy running the experience, I couldn't see him because I had the headset on, but the guy running it apparently looked at me and was like, oh, wow. Like, he was like, yes, finally one person did it properly. But yeah, like that reminded me of that moment of like, them all yelling together and just flying towards destiny, I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess you and the Lagann team collectively got over 9,000 in those big yelling moments there. It was communal energy boost as they were doing this big charge up move. And it works because this move has so much power and momentum behind it. They end up pushing right through to the surface, smashing the gunmen to bits as they sort of break into daylight, and there's this really nice moment where, they've had this big hero impact, smashed through the top of the pit, and they've gotten so high in the sky that they've almost sort of frozen for a moment. And seeing Simone and Kamina experience this sort of sunset that's going on at the moment, and just this beautiful, vast landscape and the world around them. I don't know how their eyes didn't immediately melt from not seeing sunlight for decades or whatever. We don't need to get into the semantics, but it's a really, really sweet moment where they're frozen in time and they're just sort of surveying this whole new world around them. And you can see Yoko grinning sort of beside them, knowing how much of an impact this is having on them.
Yeah. I love the shot too of when they it's from behind them and you just see the sun on one side and the moon on the other, and that wide vista shot. It's so cool. Never thought of having a shot like that in anything where you can see the sun and moon at the same time. I don't know if that's to do with the way the planet that they're on rotates or anything like that. But it looks so good. And now's the time for the sunglasses coming up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time.
And he doesn't sort of drop them down or whatever. He's soaking in all of this sunlight. And I completely agree with you. The way this scene is framed and the way they've got it set behind them and showcasing this big grand vista, it is stunning. Gainax were crushing it at this point in time with the animation. And this is a 16-year-old anime, but it's one of the scenes that holds up with a lot of today's anime easily.
You could definitely just have that printed on a wall. That would be just a nice piece of artwork. I would love that. Maybe that's what I should get for here behind me.
Maybe. You've got some nice exposed white wall back there. You can have this vista shot of Gurren Lagann, and it'll look very nice. And then to sort of break the nicety, they realize that oh shit, now what goes up must come down due to gravity, and they start free falling back to the planet's surface. And they're all panicking. They, get the gunman to activate, do something. Simone, help us. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm peeking. But then, mentioning that sort of sentiency again, the gunman just before point of impact slows down a little bit, almost turns its legs to drills, goes into the ground, and they land safely to a degree. and they end up sort of like hitting the ground with a little bit of impact. No major damage is done. But then we get a little bit more of this, sexual suggestiveness where Simone's landed and he's like, oh, the ground's so soft. Then he opens his eyes and his head's in Yoko's cleavage. And it's a time. But then we also find out that Muta, the mole pig, is hiding in there. And Kamina has this one line where he goes, ooh, a tasty morsel hiding in more tasty morsels.
Oh my God.
And I lost it at that line.
It's so funny. Like, it's so funny. Like, that's a great line. And just caps off everything nicely. And it is, it is such a great, like, turning point there where you have that moment. I guess that moment where they're sort of, like, hovering is, like, the moment where it sort of gives you a time to take a breath. Mm-hmm. Because again, like I said, this episode is just like go, 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 even in the quiet parts. But this is like the first time where it really stops, and then to have that breaking out of like, oh my gosh, we're falling, and then to just continue on with the sexual suggestiveness of the line from Kamina is just brilliant. Again, just being like, all right, I'm in. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah. It's just so funky and fun and all the right kinds of dumb. But after they sort of shake that off and start to get to their feet, they realize that there's two brand new evil gunmen waiting to smash them and do all kinds of harm. And then we got Yoko saying, well, out of the frying pan and into the fire. And then it's like cut to credits and we get this really funky indie outro track, which also bangs. Like, it's got a great tone to it. So it's called Underground by High Voltage. Yep. And it's just like, bop, 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 bop. Like it's so funky and toe tapping. And it's just like, all right, this is a vibe, this entire anime. And it's bookended by two fantastic songs that just complement what we've just watched for this last 20 odd minutes. And it's like, I'm in, let's go.
Yeah. I mean, music's such a big deal for me. I love exploring different types of music and things like that. But I don't want to judge a book by its cover, but when you start an anime and it has like a banger intro and then a banger outro, you can't that is definitely like extra marks in the book there for sure.
Yeah, a good intro and outro can like add so much or take so much from an anime. Like if it doesn't fit tonally on either side of the 20 odd minutes you've just watched, you just sit there and go, what do I feel now? I don't know what to feel because this is too jarring for me. But this is just hand in glove. Just they go together so well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Like I'd put it up there in the same echelon as things like Cowboy Bebop as well. Like where it's just like that opener sets such a great tone, and then the outro is just like eases you back to earth a little bit, and then
it's so great. Like Taku Iwasaki handled the soundtrack for Gurren Lagann, and he's also done Akame ga Kill, he's done Soul Eater, and he's also done an anime that's still current and doing more episodes in season 8 called Bungo Stray Dogs, which is also fantastic, well worth a watch. So awesome. Having him involved from the soundtrack perspective, but also Hiroyuki Imiyashi directing it, who, like we mentioned Kill la Kill, but also I'm assuming you probably watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
That was one of the other ones I've watched. Very much enjoyed that.
Yeah, so Hiroyuki directed both of those as well as Gurren Lagann, and he's just got an eye for shots and coolness and just silky smoothness going from frame to frame, and I love what he did here with Gurren Lagann. And so we've watched the first episode. I've watched it all. I've read some of the manga. I've watched the films. And so I've sort of got a pretty well-rounded opinion on Gurren Lagann. But where are you at the moment? Will you continue to watch after this first episode?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like I wanted to do this as like this experience as pure as possible and do just watch that first episode and just so I don't have any other things coming into my mind. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to watch this. I can't wait to continue to watch this. I guess, follow me on Twitter because I'll probably just be that person over there that's just like, oh, there's 16-year-old anime. How good is it, everyone? That's me over there. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to finish watching this. And again, because it has an end as well, it's a little less
daunting for you knowing that you've got a complete story ahead of you with the next following on 26 episodes.
Yeah, and that's how Kill la Kill was sold to me as well. They're like it's 26 episodes and it's done, and I was like, sweet, okay, cool. It's very similar with this, where like friends are just like 26 episodes and you're done. It's good. You've got a full, complete story there. So that's what I'm excited for. Yeah,
there's something calming about finality in media, whether it be anime, film, a game. When they go forever and they're also pretty mature in their storytelling at that point in time where it could be hundreds of episodes, it's so daunting, and it can really put people off from jumping in knowing, oh, I've got, I'm about to jump into One Piece and there's over 1,000 episodes. You're just like, you know what? That ain't for me. That's too intimidating, where you can sort of bite off 27 episodes pretty comfortably and not feel too stressed.
If someone suggests to me that there's a viewing guide that I can use to skip certain parts of the show, I'm like, oh, I don't have time for this. Yeah. It's
far too much. And like listeners, if you've got time for Gurren Lagann and you wanted to sort of watch some other stuff after you've enjoyed Gurren Lagann, the main recommendations from my anime list that sort of are married to this fantastic anime known as Gurren Lagann, we've got Kill la Kill, which we've already talked about, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Fooly Cooly, as well as Darling in the Franxx and Eureka 7 are the top 5. And it's funny because, Fooly Cooly and Neon Genesis Evangelion were also done by Gainax, who did Gurren Lagann. So there's synergies here as far as if you love this, you're going to love that, because it's more fantastic, crazy sci-fi awesomeness.
I've dabbled in both of those too.
So you've had a little bit of Fooly Cooly.
I've done a little bit of Fooly Cooly, yeah. Like my wife was telling me about it. She's like, I don't really like it, but she's like, I feel like you might. And there was like a whole bunch of like guitar-based elements to it, so that got me over the line there. I need to go back and finish watching that.
It is fantastic. It's another one. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Neon Genesis Evangelion is very special, but also the last few episodes, it's very divisive because the director was having literal mental breakdowns, and it translated to the content because the studio ran out of money and funding, and he just went full art house with it. Some people love it, some people don't, but well worth your time, because Neon Genesis is another one of those anime that I think a lot of us cut our teeth on as kids, because it's something we witnessed on SBS on a late night on a Friday.
Yep.
But
that old Bubblegum Crisis was like the other one.
Bubblegum Crisis, so
checked
good.
Out. Yeah.
Fantastic anime. But we're going to get into your last word here, Joel, presented by our friends over at Japan Crate. Experience Japan through snacks and knickknacks via monthly care package drops, courtesy of japancrate.com. While you're there, be sure to use 8bit15 at checkout to get yourself a tasty discount, as well as free shipping anywhere in the world. But yeah, Joel, what is your last word on Gurren Lagann?
I mean, the title of the episode is it. Like, that's it. I can't remember off the top of my head, but like...
Bust through the heavens with your drill.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I need to do with all anime from now on, is just keep going.
You need that drill to bust through your heart to sort of allow the emotions to flow outwards and just fully embrace this fantastic world that is anime.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah, just a bit more commitment from my end. But it's awesome. Like I can't wait to see, because again, I've been told that like it takes some pretty big left turns and gear changes.
Yes.
And I can't wait to get to those and to like see what's going to happen. Because I love when things do that, especially if it's like, not if it makes sense, but if it like serves a purpose, then I'm like, absolutely cool. Like let's change things up a bit.
I'm looking forward to being on this journey with you as you watch through, and be sure to message me when you get to some of these crazy forks in the road, because I want to get your impression and reaction, especially because this anime is so fresh for you, to see how you felt and if it's similar to how I felt at the time when I watched them a decade or so ago. So it's so great, Gurren Lagann. It is well worth your time. It can be a little difficult to track down. Here in Australia, it's not on Crunchyroll that I'm aware of.
I don't think so.
I had to find an old copy that I had kicking around on an old hard drive and managed to consume it that way. but
Yes.
there is a fantastic sub and dub offering. So depending on how you want to consume it, you can get the native Japanese delivery, or you can get the English version. The dub version is pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not always as good or up to the standard as the native Japanese sub track, but the English one's pretty damn admirable. The vocal deliveries are pretty bang on.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed it because I watched it dubbed. So I actually really enjoyed the dub of this one as well. I'm firmly in the camp of like, I don't mind either way. I'm not a sub or a dub. I'm like whatever is available, whatever I can get my hands on. That's, you know, and sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, but in this case I feel like it's a pretty damn good damn good time.
Exactly. It's no different to ordering cheeseburgers. Some people love the pickles on top. Some people take them off. Some people add all kinds of funky flavors and trimmings to them. So,
Absolutely.
you know, it's a tasty snack either way, and we're never going to yuck nobody's yums here. So just enjoy anime however you'll like. But Joel, that brings us to the end of another episode of More Than Hentai. Thanks so much for stopping on by. I've had an absolute blast riffing Gurren Lagann with you, and hopefully it is the first step towards a big new prolonged anime journey for yourself.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. It's you know, I eventually got here, and I am very, very happy to be here, and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, I can't wait. Don't worry, I'll be inundating you with messages about probably, oh my god, what's this? What? Are you serious?
I'm going to be pissed if I do not get messages like that. Like, if it is just radio silence for the next few months, like, firstly, ow, but secondly, how dare you? So, you
Done.
keep me in the loop. But listeners,
I will.
keep us in the loop emotionally by rating, reviewing, and subscribing this podcast, as well as dialogue options and all the other podcasts you listen to on the regular. Takes no time, costs no money, and it means the world to podcasters like ourselves because it's paying that good juju forward. So take a second, rate, review, subscribe, and do that good stuff. If you wanted to check out all the 8-bit content, you can do so over at videogamesandculture.com. You want to get some merch, you can do so over at shop8bit.net. You want to shout us a coffee, you can do so over at buymeacoffee.com/We Are 8-Bit. But I think it's about time to close off Riverside Studio for another indefinite period of time. So whether your anime be subbed, dubbed, or still yet to come, enjoy yourself, stay hungry, and much love to all the gorgeous waifus out there. Goodbye.